Have you ever wondered what happens in a museum after the sun goes down and the doors are locked? Well, tonight, you're about to find out. Our story begins at the Grand City Museum. But this isn't just any night. The halls, usually silent and still, are filled with the soft whispers and muffled giggles of children. It's the annual school sleepover. A night of adventure where kids get to camp out among ancient artifacts and towering dinosaur skeletons. Sleeping bags are rolled out, flashlights flicker like fireflies, and the air is thick with excitement. Among the students is a girl named Nia. But Nia isn't just any student. She's Detective Nia, the sharpest young sleuth in her class, with a keen eye for anything out of the ordinary. She carries a small, worn notebook and a trusty pen, always ready to jot down clues and solve mysteries, no matter how small. As the museum grew quiet and most of her friends drifted off to sleep, Nia lay in her sleeping bag, her eyes wide open. The moonlight streamed through the giant arched windows, casting long, eerie shadows across the exhibits. The colossal skeleton of a Tyrannosaurus Rex loomed over them, its bony grin looking even more menacing in the dark. Nia loved the thrill of it all. To her, every shadow held a secret, and every creak of the old building was a potential clue. She was just about to close her eyes when a flicker of movement caught her attention. It was in the dinosaur exhibit, right by the tier. A single spotlight, aimed at the dinosaur's massive skull, blinked on and then off again. Then it blinked on once more, this time staying lit for a few seconds, before plunging the exhibit back into darkness. Nia's detective senses tingled. This wasn't just a faulty bulb. The pattern was too specific, almost like a signal. Her friends were all asleep, and the teachers were gathered near the entrance, chatting quietly. No one else seemed to have noticed. This was a mystery, and it was calling her name. Quietly, she unzipped her sleeping bag, making sure not to make a sound. She grabbed a notebook and pen, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. She crept out from her spot, moving like a shadow through the maze of sleeping bags. The marble floor was cold beneath her bare feet as she tiptoed closer to the Hall of Dinosaurs. The air grew colder here, and the silence was deeper, broken only by the distant hum of the museum's ventilation system. As she neared the T-Rex, the light flickered on again, bathing the prehistoric giant in a ghostly glow. And then she saw it faint, pulsing light seeping from beneath a heavy, dark red curtain behind the exhibit. This curtain led to a restricted area, a place for staff only. What could be back there? Was someone trying to steal a dinosaur bone? Or maybe a ghost was haunting the museum, using the lights to send a message from the past. Nia's imagination ran wild, but her curiosity was stronger than her fear. Taking a deep breath, she tiptoed towards the curtain. The glow behind it was getting brighter, a steady, warm light now. Her hand trembled slightly as she reached out and gently, very gently, pulled the edge of the curtain aside, peering into the hidden space beyond. The room behind the curtain wasn't spooky at all. It was a small maintenance corridor, filled with toolboxes, coils of wire and spare light bulbs. And there, kneeling on the floor, was Mr. Collins, the kindly old museum guard. He had a small flashlight clenched between his teeth and was fiddling with a panel of wires on the wall. He was so focused on his task that he didn't even notice Nia at first. The mysterious glow was just his flashlight, and the flickering exhibit lights were clearly connected to the wires he was working on. The big mystery was starting to look a lot less mysterious. Mr. Collins let out a frustrated sigh and wiped a bead of sweat from his forehead. He reached for a screwdriver, and that's when he finally saw her. He jumped, startled, nearly dropping his tools. "Oh my goodness, you gave me a scare," he whispered, his eyes wide. "What are you doing up, little one? You should be asleep." Nia lowered the curtain and stepped fully into the corridor, holding up her detective notebook. "I'm Detective Nia," she announced quietly but confidently. "I saw the lights flickering and I came to investigate. I thought maybe it was a ghost or a jewel thief." Mr. Collins chuckled softly, a warm and friendly sound. "A jewel thief? No, nothing that exciting, I'm afraid. Just a grumpy old wiring system." He pointed to the open panel on the wall. "These old wires keep short. The lights for the TRX have been acting up all week. I was just trying to fix them." Nia's brow furrowed, But why are you fixing it now, in the middle of the night? She asked. Her detective instincts still kicking in. Wouldn't it be easier to do it during the day? Mr. Collins smiled warmly at her. I thought about that, he explained. But with the sleepover tonight, I didn't want to bring in a big ladder and all my tools earlier. I was worried it might ruin the spooky atmosphere or even scare some of the younger kids. I thought I could sneak in and fix it quietly after everyone was asleep. I guess I wasn't quiet enough to get past a top detective like you. He winked, and Nia felt a blush of pride creep up her cheeks. Her big mystery had been solved, but in a way that was much nicer than she'd imagined. Can I help? Nia asked, her curiosity now aimed at the jumble of colorful wires. Mr. Collins looked surprised, then pleased. Well, I could use an assistant, he said. I need someone to tell me if the main spotlight is working properly. Do you think you can do that? Of course, Nia exclaimed. Her job was to stand in the main hall and give Mr. Collins a thumbs up or a thumbs down as he tested different connections. Okay, try it now. He'd call out, softly. Nia would watch the TRX spotlight. It flickered. She'd whisper back. They went back and forth like this for nearly half an hour. A secret team working in the dead of night. Nia felt like a real partner in a mission. Finally, after one last adjustment, the light switched on and stayed on, shining bright and steady. It's working. Nia cheered in a hushed voice, giving a big, enthusiastic thumbs up. Mr. Collins came out from behind the curtain, a wide, relieved smile on his face. We did it, partner. Thank you, Detective Nia. I couldn't have done it without you. Nia beamed. She opened her notebook. Under the heading "The Case of the Flickering Dinosaur," she wrote down her findings. Suspect, museum ghost. Clue, flickering lights. Solution, Mr. Collinsy, the night guard, was fixing a short circuit. He is a very nice man. Case closed. She showed the entry to Mr. Collins, who read it and laughed quietly. That's a perfect summary, he said. You're a natural-born detective. He walked her back towards the sleeping area, where her friends were still lost in their dreams, completely unaware of the midnight adventure that had just unfolded. Nia snuggled back into her sleeping bag, her heart full. It wasn't the scary mystery she had expected, but it was something much better. She had solved a real problem and made a new friend. As she drifted off to sleep, she smiled. The Grand City Museum held many secrets, and she knew, with absolute certainty, that this wouldn't be her last case. Thank you so much for watching our story today. If you enjoyed Nia's midnight adventure, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more fun mysteries and tailies. We love sharing these stories with you, and every follow helps us create more. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.